Serafina studied the stolen fork until Elias began calculating its cost. Adults were often angriest about inexpensive things. A broken cup became disrespect, a missing biscuit dishonesty. Rain whispered across the car roof. Elias held the fork across both palms so it could not resemble a weapon. Serafina held out her hand.
The hotel will invoice us for this.
I can pay it back.
With what?
Work, I can clean small places, and I can sort papers if they are not secret.
No, you will not work for Fork.
Then it becomes debt.
Vale Group pays the invoice. An accountant puts it in an irritating category. No one dies.
Which category?
Wedding expenses, perhaps.
But the wedding did not happen.
That has not prevented it from being expensive.
Serafina placed the fork on the seat between them instead of returning it.
You may keep it.
Is it a gift? Does it have conditions?
It is a fork, no conditions.
His fingers moved before he stopped them. It was now his. He did not know what to do with that information. The city slid past in wet reflections. Elias counted turns, bridge joints, and changes in the tire's pitch.
Are you planning to escape?
No, I count things, mostly the ones that change.
Why?
Doors became smaller when he knew how many stood between him and the street. Footsteps had patterns. Those answers were family stories.
It helps me not get bored.
Serafina did not challenge the answer. That was better. Her phone vibrated. Celeste's voice burst from the speaker.
Please tell me the news alerts are lying. Did you leave your own wedding with a child?
The wording lacks context.
The wording is from 6 newspapers and a video where a small boy follows you like the final scene of a crime documentary.
Is the child injured?
Not presently.
You cannot say sentences like a villain when there are reporters outside.
Grace arranged an independent pediatric assessment. Emergency guardianship papers are signed. He will stay at the house tonight.
You said guardianship. The alerts say hostage.
The alerts are wrong.
Did you call him that?
I was angry.
You are always angry. Usually you remain literate while doing it.
The call ended. Mireya messaged, food, water, privacy in that order. Celeste messaged, I am coming home. Hide anything fragile, including your personality.
Are they angry? Do they live in your house?
They are my sisters. It is our house. They will mind many things. Your presence is not subject to a vote.
That sounded like a rule. Elias stored it. Trees replaced shops, walls rose, and he counted 6 cameras before the car reached Vale House. Windows, pale stone, and glass wings appeared through cedar trees. The house was large enough for a family to avoid one another for days. A silver-haired woman waited beneath the porch with a black umbrella. Serafina stepped from the car and placed one white shoe directly into a puddle.
You wore it home.
The alternative involved changing at the hotel.
A famously impossible task.
Rafik opened Elias's door and stepped back. The woman noticed his oversized suit and fist around the fork without making him feel inspected.
Inez Hart, I manage the house. Have you eaten?
Yes.
Have you eaten food?
Not a complete amount.
Good, then we need not argue about whether you are hungry.
Inez moved the umbrella over Elias. Serafina remained in the rain, holding several kilograms of ruined wedding dress. Warm air smelled of cedar and ginger. Elias stopped one step inside, mapping 4 doors, a dark dome above the stairs, and the nearest window.
You can look.
I wasn't touching.
I did not accuse you of touching.
The distinction made him uneasy. Behind them, Rafik carried Serafina's train over both arms like a man transporting a fallen cloud. The dining room held a long table and 8 high-backed chairs. Old photographs showed a younger Serafina already responsible for everyone. Elias sat near the end. His feet did not reach the floor here either. Serafina took the head chair, her wedding dress spreading around it like a collapsed tent.
Not one word.
Inez brought ginger, rice and carrot soup, toasted bread, sliced pear, and water. Elias waited. Serafina had touched neither spoon nor bread.
Miss Vale is capable of feeding herself.
Serafina reached for a legal folder. Inez calmly removed it.
Return that.
After 6 spoonfuls.
I am not 10.
That is why your failure to eat is less defensible.
Two adults with conflicting rules created dangerous mathematics. At last, Serafina tasted the soup. Only then did Elias lift his spoon. Ginger warmed his throat. His stomach hurt as it remembered hunger. He slowed after the second mouthful. Fast eating looked greedy. The wedding fork lay beside his bowl, different from every piece of house cutlery.
It is yours. You do not have to keep checking.
Sorry.
That was not criticism.
He answered by eating soup. Inez returned the folder after exactly 6 spoonfuls.
He needs clothes. Tomorrow someone will measure you properly.
How many? 1 school set and 1 house set is enough. The suit can be altered.
The suit will be disposed of.
It isn't damaged. I can grow.
Inez stopped. Serafina's hand went still. Elias lowered his eyes. He had said something wrong.
Or it can be returned.
To whom? You are not responsible for reducing the cost of keeping you here.
The sentence used keeping. That meant a cost. He stored it. Inez moved the pair closer. Grace arrived with damp shoulders and surveyed the wedding dress, oversized suit, empty bowls, and engraved fork.
I see the evening has become normal.
Your standards have collapsed.
My standards attended your wedding. They had no chance. Elias, an independent lawyer, will meet you tomorrow. Asha Malik works for you, not Miss Vale, your parents, or the company.
Does she make rules?
She explains them and argues when other people make bad ones, very loudly when necessary.
Inez ordered the documents to wait. The hierarchy was clear. Serafina controlled companies, Grace controlled the legal terms, and Inez controlled whether anyone ate. Elias followed Inez upstairs through amber light. A leather leash by the side entrance carried a brass tag, Atlas. He had not meant to read it.
You will be in the north guest room tonight.
He counted 14 doors, 1 keypad, 3 windows, and the fire alarms. The nearest adult at night would be farther than he preferred, but the back stairs shortened the distance. Inez stopped before a white door and knocked. No one was inside.
Why did you knock?
Because it is your room tonight.
The room was larger than his old sitting room. Wide bed, heavy curtains, desk, books, and clean nightclothes. Its pale rug looked unforgiving.
The bedroom door locks from inside. Staff can open it in an emergency. There are no cameras in bedrooms or bathrooms. 1 camera is in the corridor near the stairs.
Elias checked the ceiling anyway. Inez waited without telling him to stop acting strange.
Which things may I use?
All of them.
The books, the soap, both towels.
Use as many towels as the situation requires. Especially use the bed.
Guest rooms were hotel rooms inside houses. Guests left. Perhaps this room tested whether he understood that available did not mean allowed.
Where do the clothes go when I am finished?
In the laundry basket. After they are dirty.
Serafina appeared in black trousers and a dark gray sweater, her damp hair loose. She placed a thin leather folder on the desk.
These are temporary house rules. Grace will explain the legal guardianship terms tomorrow with your lawyer present.
6 rules covered leaving the grounds, locked rooms, the roof and pool, asking for help, food without permission, adults knocking, and his right to ask what any rule meant. He read it 3 times, searching for smaller print. There was none.
Where are the punishments?
They are not included.
What happens if I go onto the roof?
Security retrieves you. I explain why it was dangerous. Access may be restricted.
No hitting, no standing until I understand. No food.
The room became colder than the rain outside. Serafina's hand tightened once around the chair.
No, food is not punishment.
What if I lie?
Then we determine why and what damage it caused. Reasons are information. Actions have consequences. They are not the same thing.
What do I owe for the room, the food, the clothes, and the liar?
Nothing.
Then why am I here?
Because adults used your name in a crime. Because your parents agreed to send you away before asking where you would sleep. Because I do not know what Adrian involved you in. And because Grace made my angry public decision lawful before I made it worse.
So I am evidence.
You may have evidence. You are not evidence.
What's the difference?
Evidence is useful because of what it can prove. A person does not need to prove anything to remain a person.
How long is temporary, tomorrow, the next day?
No one is sending you anywhere tomorrow without telling you first.
Temporary things finish when adults decide. Sometimes they decide before they say it.
Serafina sat at the desk and uncapped her silver pen. Click. Her handwriting was narrow and exact. She wrote, "No one will remove Elias Rowe from Vale House tonight without first telling him where he is going and why." Then she dated and signed it.
What if there is a fire? The rule is impossible without an emergency exception. Impossible rules are easier to break.
For 1 second, the corner of Serafina's mouth almost remembered a smile. She added, "Emergency evacuation is permitted."
Acceptable.
Yes, may I keep it?
That is why I gave it to you.
He folded the page twice and pressed it flat inside his suit pocket.
You may lock the door. If you need something, press 0 on the telephone.
What counts as something?
Anything you cannot solve alone. The fork is still yours. No one in this house will take it back because you used it.
Serafina left the door open behind her. Elias waited until her footsteps passed the corridor camera and faded toward the west wing. He closed the door, tested the lock, then locked it again to be certain. He sat on the edge of the bed with both feet hanging above the pale rug. Beside him lay the fork and the signed page. The fork was cold, engraved, and his without conditions. The paper was temporary, dated, and signed. They were small protections in a house of strangers, but adults had given them and not immediately taken them back. For tonight, Elias decided that was enough to keep counting from 0.